Hello and welcome to this overview of Personalisation and Choice for S3. I am Yvonne McKenna and I am the Deputy Head Teacher at Clyde Valley High School, responsible for overseeing this process and supporting our young people in S2 as they enter this exciting time in their school career where they get to make some choices about the subjects they will study in S3. In S1 and S2, all of our pupils follow a common course. That means that they have the same experience of the same subjects for the same amount of time every week, even if their timetable dictates that they go to subjects or departments at different times to their peers in their year group. They all have the same experience. In S3, they do continue with the broad general education phase of their schooling, but this year S3 allows them some personalisation and choice. They do get to choose a number of the subjects that they will study. However, there is a core curriculum for S3. That means that all of our pupils will have 4 periods of English, where a good deal of their literacy development will take place. They will all have 4 periods of mathematics, where their numeracy takes place, or where they develop numeracy skills. They have 1 period of PE, 1 period of RME, and 1 period of PSHE. And that takes care, or that's where very much of their health and wellbeing development takes place across those 3 subjects. So all of our pupils will be able to develop their skills in literacy, numeracy, and health and wellbeing through their core curriculum. As said before, S3 allows for what's known as personalisation and choice. Pupils will choose from subjects within the following key curricular areas: social subjects, modern languages, sciences, technologies, and the expressive arts. It is expected that all pupils will develop their learning in those key curricular areas because they are still in the broad general education phase of their learning, and it's really important that we continue to develop the knowledge and the skills associated with all of those curricular areas. So to develop ICT skills, communication skills, problem solving skills, etc. So here we have a slide with the structure of our S3 curriculum. So as mentioned already, we have English and Maths and the 4 periods attached to those, as well as RME and PE and PSHE, the health and wellbeing areas, which are all account for 1 period per week. If we look beyond that though, we will see that they have 3 periods of the key curricular areas, 1 from science, social subjects, the technologies, and the expressive arts. And on the end there of the columns, you will see that there is personal choice 1 and 2, and 3 periods will be allotted to each of those personal choices. The model allows our pupils the opportunity to choose from subjects across all areas of the curriculum, so it gives them good breadth, and we've talked about why that's necessary, so they develop the necessary knowledge and skills to equip them for life beyond school, and allows for a degree of personalisation, so they start to have say about what they are going to study based on the experience that they've had in S1 and S2. It also allows our learners to benefit from the deeper learning which is required when they go ahead to S4 to do national qualifications. Okay, so here's an overview of where all this is leading. So at the moment, your young person is in the BGE phase, the broad general education phase of their schooling, that's S1 to S3. Senior phase is S4, 5 and 6, that's the examined phase of their school career. So the model that we are offering S3 will provide opportunity for 7 qualifications by the end of S4, with all students doing English and Maths and their chosen subjects. In addition, they will continue to study PE, RME and PSHE as part of their support for their health and wellbeing. And this provides balance between the depth of study required for success in the later school. So what we have there is what S4 senior phase curriculum will look like, with 4 periods being offered, English, Maths and 5 options. Okay, so this is the moment that everyone has been waiting for. This is where you get to see what choices your young people can make. So you will see that the subjects have all been organised into their key curricular areas. So you've got technologies, expressive arts, science, social subjects and modern languages. From technologies, our young people can choose hospitality, health and food technology, business management, administration, computing, design and manufacture and graphics. And I should say that if you go on to the school website, select the pupil area and then go into S2 and S3 subject choices, there's a really handy booklet which gives you, or electronic booklet, which gives you an overview of all of the subjects and explains what they actually all involve. Moving into expressive arts, young people can choose from art, music, drama and PE falls into that area as well. Science, we're all familiar with, biology, chemistry or physics. Social subjects, geography, history, modern studies. And as to modern languages, our young people can choose French, German or Spanish. They have all had a great deal of experience with French and Spanish, and they have all experienced taster lessons in German earlier on in the session, so they can choose from any of the 3 languages. And then we move to the personal choice column. There is, as you will see, a dizzying array of subjects on offer in the personal choice column. Our young people will study 2 personal choice subjects. When they come to make their options choices online, they will select 3 subjects as part of the options software, which I'll give you a little bit more information about later on in the presentation. Okay, so it's really important that you understand how we are preparing your young person at Clyde Valley High School to make these really important decisions. So we have a whole host of people in school who are dedicated to supporting your young person through this critical time in their school career. The first I would always talk about are class teachers. At our best, teachers inspire young people to want to learn our subjects, and every class teacher will be delighted to talk to your young person about their subject if they give them the opportunity. So if you're having a discussion at home about a subject and you're not really sure what that's going to entail, or your young person isn't, then just say to them, ask Mr. So-and-so, Mrs. So-and-so when you're in class next, and they will be very happy to discuss that with them. The next thing, the next person I would highlight is Gail Connolly. Gail Connolly is our careers advisor. She works with Skills Development Scotland, and our young people get tremendous support from Gail. We get a really high level of service at Clyde Valley High School based on the partnership that we have with Skills Development Scotland. Gail will interview all of our pupils in S2. She won't necessarily talk specifically about subject choice, but she will talk about careers and what young people are looking to do in terms of going into further study or going into the workplace post-school, and that will obviously form an important part of their decision making around subject choice. Heads of department, all of you young people will know who they are. They tend to be heads of those curricular areas by and large that we talked about earlier on. And again, heads of department would be delighted to have discussions with pupils about their faculty, the subjects on offer in their faculty, and what learning in S3 and beyond is likely to look like for them. So again, they should feel free to go and talk to the heads of department, and they're all listed in the options choice booklet for S2, which is available on the website. Principal teachers of inclusion are crucial for our young people at this time. All of our PTs inclusion week beginning the 28th of February will have one-to-one conversations with their house group around the options that they are looking to make and discussing their thinking behind that and whether or not these subjects are really a good fit for them based on the information that we have about them at school. I've also put on here Getting Ready for Personalisation and Choice programme led by Miss Carol, who is one of our newly appointed principal teachers of PEF. Miss Carol has innovated in this area, and she has looked at the offer, looked at the support that we can put together and what young people are really looking for and looking to hear about at this time. And she has, she's got subject ambassadors from our own young people, 3rd and 4th year pupils, who have recorded information for current S2 about what learning in French looks like in S3, or what ICT looks like at that point in the school career, so young people get a real sense of what it's like to be in departments, in subjects and in faculties in S3 and S4. She's also gathered a lot of information from local people who are in different, a vast array of fields and areas of work, and these people, these real life people, talk about what they did at school and how that is now useful to them in their chosen careers. So a lot of great work going on in that area. I am Mrs. McKenna, as I said earlier. I am Deputy Head Teacher with responsibility for Personalisation and Choice in S2, and if you want to have a further discussion with me about any issues that you have around this or any queries, then please feel free to contact the school. And the other people that I've put on here are parents and carers. It's really important that you have discussions about this at home. This is a really important moment for your young people. For the first time ever, they get say and they get to influence what they learn in school. It's really exciting, and you should give them the space to be really excited about it and have lots of discussions around it. And it doesn't matter if you feel that you're in a good position to advise or not. You giving this a focus at home and you letting your young person see how important it is really all you need to do. If you want to find out more because you think you're talking to your young person and they need more information, you can direct them to class teachers, heads of department. You can give me a call. You can contact your child's principal teacher of inclusion, and we're all happy to help to support your young person. Okay, so when your young person is making choices, making decisions around which subjects to choose within the key curricular areas or for their personal choices, what should they think about? Well, the first thing they should think about is are their areas of strength. What are they good at? What are they doing well in? What are they experiencing success in? And you should have a good flavour from that based on their regular tracking reports and based on learner conversations that are taking place in classrooms with their class teachers, and based on their own sense for how they're progressing in subjects. Career aspirations are, of course, a really important guide when it comes to subjects and what young people would like to do and what they think is going to be useful for them in the future. And obviously career guidance and sort of entry requirements and requirements for certain jobs, etc., weigh heavily in their considerations at this time. If they know definitely what they want to do, then that can be researched, and I'll give you information about that later on in the presentation. But even if they don't, not to worry, that's absolutely fine. The curriculum that they follow in S3 allows for enough breadth that they're not closing down any avenues at this point. We would like them to consider their enjoyment. If they say to you at home that they want to do a subject because they like it and they enjoy it, that's a great reason to want to do a subject at this stage. They're only S2 going into S3. They should enjoy school, they should enjoy the things that they are learning, and enjoyment leads to success. So that is an absolutely valid reason for wanting to do a subject. The teacher, if you are having conversations at home and you're hearing lots about Miss, Mrs. or Mr. So-and-so, and you think that it's less to do with the subject and more to do with the teacher, then we would have to discourage you from, or we would have to discourage a young person for choosing a subject on that basis, simply because there is absolutely no guarantee that that's the teacher who they will have in future. So if you're hearing too much of a teacher and you think it's more the teacher than the subject, I would caution you against that. And absolutely the worst reason to choose a subject is friends. Of course, our young people are at a stage where they are really influenced by their friends and what they're doing, but in this case, it is crucial that they follow their own career aspirations, that they go with what they are good at and what they enjoy, and not worry at all about what friends are doing, for all the reasons that we will understand as adults. But again, if you are concerned that you're hearing a wee bit too much about what someone else is doing or what a friend is doing at home, and that appears to be weighing in the consideration at all, then contact us, because we'll kind of help to dissuade them from thinking in that way, or you just have that conversation at home to say that that's really not a good reason to choose a subject. So before we finish up, just to give you an overview of the process, a comprehensive timeline has been emailed home to all parents and carers, which details when events, activities are happening, gives us an overview of the materials and the supports on offer to young people and to parents and carers, and details the members of the team who are leading on particular aspects of the options process. So if you have not received that letter, if you didn't get a digital link to it, then could you please contact the school office on 01698 274 950, and we will make sure that we furnish your young person with a paper copy just so you have that overview. The key dates are the options system, online system opens week beginning the 6th of February. So you can start to complete options at home with your young person from the date that the options open, which will be sometime during the course of week beginning 6th of February. You will be notified when that happens, and your young person will be given an individual login and password. So look out for that. Look out for a link to the options software. Complete it with your young person online. If you have any issues getting online or accessing that software, then again, please contact the school and we will support you with that. Mrs. McNaughton has done a really wonderful instructional video on how to complete the options, and that is available on the school website in the pupil area in the S2 to S3 options section. You have a really invaluable and really clear step-by-step guide that Mrs. McNaughton's done, so please log on and have a look at that, just so you're really confident about how to use that options software. And that instructional video is available just now. At the parent carer evening for second year on the 21st of February, we will hold open to question surgeries with the senior leadership team. So that's myself, the other deputy head teachers, and the head teacher will be around. We will hold those sessions throughout the evening, so it's not just like there's going to be a one-off and you might have an appointment at the same time. You don't need to worry about that at all. We will have those sessions open throughout the evening, and you can drop in and just ask any questions that you've got about this whole process once you've had the opportunity to listen to this presentation and absorb the information that we've sent home in the letter to parents and carers about the process. So please come along to the parents' evening, hear about your young person's progress, get some more information around how they are doing in their learning across the curriculum before you make those really crucial decisions and choices with your young person. And please feel free to come and ask us any questions at all about all of this. And all of this process needs to be complete by 3rd March. So the option software will close on 3rd March. So we need options to have been input online by you and your young person by that date. Again, any issues whatsoever, please give the school a call, ask to speak to your child's principal teacher of inclusion, and someone will get back to you as soon as they can to provide assistance with this. So lastly, just to direct you to resources or materials which you may find helpful throughout this process. The school website, if you go to pupil and then select S2 into S3 options, there are quite a few materials in that area which should help you with this process or help you support your young person through this process. There's the online guide to completing the online options form, which Mrs. McNaughton has put together and I referred to earlier on. There are videos which we've put together from previous sessions. Dates will have changed, but a lot of the core information and key messages are the same, so there would be no harm in checking those out. And there is an electronic booklet which is a subject overview, which I think is really useful. So if there are subjects on the course choice form and you yourself are not entirely sure what's involved with those subjects, then there's an overview for every single one of them available in that booklet. My World of Work is a website which I would recommend to all parents and carers to check out. It's a mine of information for really planning for choices and change and planning for future careers. Has information that any sort of information that you could want or that you could dream of or hope for on this area can be found on My World of Work. Your young person uses this in PSHE, but it'd be really useful for you to check it out as well. And lastly, you can follow us on Twitter at Clyde Valley High School, and you will get all of the most up-to-date information from the school from the website as well. So we very much hope to see all of you at the Parent Carer Evening on 21st of February. And as I say, if there are any questions, then just please come along and put them to us on that evening. Thank you.